Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our commercial MLS and iMapp course. My name is Robert Rodriguez with your Miami Association of Realtors. Today, we have a very exciting course covering both MLS and iMapp for commercial properties. During our presentation, if you have any questions, please feel free to visit the chat and ask your questions. Also, I want to remind you that we are recording our classes. And as always, you can find our classes inside of our very own YouTube channel, which is Miami Trainers. You can simply go and log into youtube.com and search for our channel, which is Miami Trainers. In here, you'll find all of our previously recorded material, including today's class. All right, so this class is more for commercial agents or residential agents looking to learn how to search commercial properties. We are going to begin inside of MiamiRealtors.com. And once inside MiamiRealtors.com, if you are interested in joining our commercial MLS or our commercial board, you can do so by going to click or by clicking on commercial up here, MiamiRealtors.com, and you can read on all the different benefits that you get by joining our commercial board. Now, in order to search and sell commercial properties, you do not need to be part of our commercial board. You can simply do this with your regular membership. The commercial board is around $75 additional every year, and it gives you access to different programs that are only available to commercial members. All right, so if you have any questions, you can always, again, click on MiamiRealtors.com, click on commercial, and go over the different member benefits that you get with your commercial membership. All right, so we are going to be logging into Matrix to begin with. So you guys will always click on the Miami Gateway right here, and that's going to log you into the dashboard. And we are going to click on Matrix to get logged in. Whether you are a commercial member or just a residential member, you guys all have access to commercial properties inside of the MLS. Beginning here where it says search, we are going to talk about the different types of commercial properties that you'll find inside of the MLS. And let's go ahead and begin with residential income. These are not commercial properties. However, most people are looking for maybe a 2-unit, 3-unit, or 4-unit property. You'll find them inside of residential income. So by clicking on RIN or residential income, this is where you're going to find your duplex, your triplex, and also your 4-plex properties. So if you are interested in finding 4-unit properties, you're going to click on 4-plex. And then you're going to go ahead and select your county, your zip code, your city. You're going to put in a price range, and it's going to give you your results. Now, the results should be 4-unit properties that are listed in the MLS. So when you click on one of them, you will see that this is a 4-unit property with their income usually expressed here on the listing. When a listing agent enters the information, this is the information that the units are currently rented at. So here we have a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom rented at $1,400, another 2-1 rented at $1,400, and then you have 2 1-1s rented at $800 apiece. So here it's telling you in the broker remarks that the property is collecting around $4,400 a month. However, it can make up to $6,400 a month. So again, read on the remarks. And if any questions, you always have to contact the listing agent. Another way that you guys can find out more information on financials is if you click on attachments here. And sometimes they'll give you information on the financials. In this case, they did not. They only uploaded the offering instructions. All right, so that's a 4-unit property. Let's go ahead and click on the next one. Here's another 4-unit property. And we have here units rented at $950, $900, and $1,000. All right, so again, to repeat, we are looking at 4-unit properties inside of the search called residential income. These are not considered commercial properties. Anything over 4 units is considered a commercial property, and you'll find it in a commercial search. So from 1 to 4 units, or from 2 to 4 units, it's going to be under residential income property. All right, so let's go back to the search. Where are the commercial properties then? Well, you have 3 options. You have CLD, which is commercial land, business, agricultural, or industrial. You have COM, which is commercial improved. These are your commercial properties for lease or for sale. And then you have business opportunity. These are your businesses that are for sale. So beginning with the commercial land, if you have a customer that's interested in purchasing or leasing a commercial lot, you are going to search for CLD. All right, so here we have active. And then to the right-hand side, you have lot square footage. So depending on what size your customer wants to purchase or lease, you're going to enter the size here. So for example, if our customer wants a lot that's over 100,000 square feet, then we're going to put in here 100,000 and we're going to put in plus. That's equal to 100,000 or more square footage of lot. And currently in the entire MLS, there are 476 matches. If you're looking in Miami-Dade County, you select Miami-Dade, that drops it down to 184 matches. If you're looking between a certain price range, you're going to go ahead and enter your price range here. So for example, if we're looking to purchase a lot that's no more than $150,000, then you're going to put in 150 minus, and that's going to leave you with 17 matches. When you click on results, you're going to see some lot leases. These are leases. And then eventually you will see some lots that are for sale. All right. So for example, by clicking here, you'll see that this is $800. Well, that's $800 what? Per acre. So this is a great opportunity to rent from 2 to 16 acres of land. All right. And this is, of course, an agricultural land where you can grow crops, trees, and whatnot. So that is a lot that is for lease. Now, if I click on one that may be for sale, like this one over here, this is 150,000. All right. And when you click on it, it says 2.5 acres, undeveloped land, great opportunity. And once again, this one seems to be that's for sale. Of course, if you go back to criteria and you increase your price range, you're going to see a lot more lots that are available. Now, there is an additional field that you may want to consider adding. However, I don't really have much luck searching with this field, and that one's called type of property. All right. And the reason why I don't have much luck is because realtors tend to not use this when they're entering an MLS listing. I believe they should. I believe this should be a requirement because it helps us in our searches. But if I click on industrial, for example, I have 0 matches. Let's go ahead and remove here the price. And let's remove the lot square footage. And in the entire MLS, there must be more than just 10 industrial lots. All right, because in the entire MLS, if I remove this industrial lot, there's 475 commercial land available inside the MLS. So I tend to not want to use this. I know a lot of you are like, well, how can I filter to only see industrial or agricultural land? Unfortunately, we can't. You're going to have to go and search through every land that's available and see what purpose that land is for, whether it's industrial or agricultural or business land. Okay. So once again, if you are looking to build, if you're looking to grow crops, if you're looking for an industrial lot because you're going to park school buses or tractor trailers, then you are going to search inside of commercial land. We are going to spend the majority of our time in the MLS searching for commercial property. So that's going to be next. I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that commercial land is under CLD and it is not under RLD. RLD is residential land. That is land for one single family home or boat slips. All right. So residential land versus commercial land. Next, we have commercial improved. This is your commercial property. All right, so beginning here, you're going to first identify whether you're looking to lease or purchase property. So you're going to identify here lease. That means that we're looking to lease a property, and then under property type, building type, you're going to let the system know what exactly you're looking to lease. So we're going to go over some of these, and then we're going to give you some examples. So please wait for the examples. I know that you are going to want to ask questions, or you may want to have me search a particular property type, and we will do that. But let me go through some of these first before you guys start asking these questions, okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So apartments. These are your your commercial multifamily properties that are 5 units or more. Of course, there are no apartments for lease, no apartment buildings. You would be purchasing those. So when you click on sale and you click on apartments, there are 77 available apartment buildings or apartment complexes that are for sale inside the MLS. All right. Now, when you click on automotive, this is anything that has to do with the automotive industry, like a body repair shop, or maybe a car dealership, or even a car wash. Those are going to fall under automotive. Remember, we are going to run some examples after I'm done explaining your property types. Here we have churches. So if you are looking to purchase or lease a space for a church, you're going to search here under church. All right, let's go ahead and discuss what dock height building means. Generally, a dock height building is a warehouse or industrial building where it does have a dock, and the dock is at the height of the tractor trailer that would be backing into the dock. So if there's no ramp and you can back up that tractor trailer and be level with the dock, those are dock height buildings. This is, again, one of those filters that we would love to use. However, it's not being used correctly inside the MLS, because by selecting dock height, I only have 6 matches. I am sure there are a lot more dock height buildings in the MLS, so I wouldn't be using this. All right. Freestanding. That means a building that stands alone, not connected to another building. All right. So if you are looking for a freestanding building, you're going to select freestanding. Hotels and motels. So here we have 33 hotel motels that are for sale inside the MLS. You have commercial residential income. You have industrial. This is, of course, another word for warehouse. All right, so you've got industrial buildings. You got malls, heavy manufacturing. So if you're looking to purchase or lease a warehouse where you are going to have heavy machinery, then you're going to be looking for heavy manufacturing. And then if you're looking for a warehouse or space, industrial space, where you're going to have some type of light machinery, or let's say you're painting or you're sewing, then you're going to be looking for light manufacturing. You got medical offices. So these are medical facilities. Mini warehouses. These are usually storage spaces. We have office warehouse combination. So these would be warehouses that also have office space. You got office spaces. Residential multifamily is another property type that is for your 5 units and above. So multifamily with 5 units or more are also considered residential multifamily. So remember, you had apartments and you have residential multifamily. We're going to skip right over single family because, of course, that doesn't belong here. Residential single family, it's a single family home. And we do have a search for that, which should not belong even in here, right? So restaurant or bar, you got retail space, schools. So if you're looking for a school facility or an established school or a building that could house a school, then you're going to select school. We have shopping center, showroom, special purpose. You also have store warehouse combination. So again, if you're looking for a warehouse that also has a storefront, then you're going to select store warehouse combination. We have strip store, tavern or bar, and then you have warehouse space. And lastly, we have wholesale. So we just went over some of the property types, and now we're going to run through some examples. So let's begin with leasing. If you are looking to lease a warehouse space in, let's say, Miami-Dade County, you are looking at 26 examples. Now, I would also combine warehouse space, for example, with store warehouse and office warehouse combination. Now we're looking at a total of 87 matches that are available in Miami-Dade County. Now, if you want to search for warehouse by the size or the desired size, you're going to want to add an additional field called building square feet. Property square feet is equal to the entire property, including lot size. Building square feet would be the size of the actual building itself. So here, you're going to add an additional field by clicking on Add Remove, and you're going to add building square feet. And let's say, for instance, you're looking to lease a warehouse that is between, let's say, 1,000 square feet and 5,000 square feet. You're going to put in there 1,000 to 5,000, and we have 34 matches available. You click on results, and here are your warehouses that are between 1,000 and 5,000 square feet. So when you click on one of these, you're going to see that this is available at $14.50 per square foot per year. When you scroll down, you will see under lease square footage, the amount or the size that's being leased out. So it says here that we're leasing 2,800 square feet. If you read the remarks, it says storefront warehouses, retail space in Opelika, and it says available space is 2,800 square feet at $14.50 a square foot. So the way that you calculate your monthly is going to be 2,800 times 1450, and then you divide that by 12 months, and that will be your monthly lease payment on this warehouse. The next warehouse here, we have one at $28 a square foot. All right, and it says boutique office located in Doral. I wonder if it has a warehouse because it says boutique office. I'm sure it does have a warehouse. And if it doesn't have a warehouse, then it was listed in the wrong property type. So it doesn't really seem to have a warehouse. So that looks to be in the wrong property type, all right? That should be under offices. Here we have an example of a building that's not dock height. All right, so you see the dock right here? It is not dock height. So when a truck does back up here, they're gonna need either a ramp or some other way to unload the material, and it is not dock height. All right, so this is a warehouse here that is available, and you're gonna see here that the square footage that is being leased out is 2,779 square feet of retail industrial space. All right, so once again, I'm gonna go back to criteria. If you're looking for a warehouse that's over 10,000 square feet, then go back to building square footage here, and you're gonna put in 10,000 plus, and that's gonna equal warehouses that are available over 10,000 square feet. Click on results. And here we have $6 a square foot. And we are leasing 76,000 square feet of warehouse. All right, so you're multiplying 76,000 times $6, and that would be your yearly lease. Of course, divided by 12, you get your monthly lease. All right, so that is a very large warehouse space, all right, that you're going to be leasing. And this is in the city of Miami, zip code 33170, down in Southwest Miami-Dade County. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. I do have a chat coming in, a question. It was sent to me in private. All right, so it says, I have seen that agents don't list with the right parameters, so it would be great if they use all the tools that we, yes. All right, so here's a question that was asked, or maybe a comment that was entered into the chat, that agents tend to be incomplete when they list commercial properties. Unfortunately, whether it's the office admin or the agent themselves, if they are not commercial realtors, they may not know everything that that is required to enter a commercial property. So therefore, they leave it blank. If you take a look, all right, this listing seems to have a lot of blank spaces. Only the required fields are in. And that's usually what's going to happen in a commercial listing, that you're going to have a lot of blank spaces because those entering the listings may not be familiar with what's important for us to highlight in a listing. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. I mean, we cannot force them to enter anything beyond what's required. I don't know if you guys ever entered a listing, residential or commercial. There are yellow fields in the listing entry that mark your required fields. As long as required fields are in, the listing is going to be approved. All right, so yeah, unfortunately, this is more on educating the person entering the listing. Okay, so I do agree with you, and it does make searching for a property, commercial property, a little bit more difficult, because we're going to have to go through some of these results to find the right one. But I want to show you this one here. All right, so let me show you this one. This one is at $9.50 a square foot. And notice how we're leasing nearly 15,000 square feet, so 14,793. However, the building itself is almost, it's 31,395 square feet. So while the building is double the size of the leased square feet, they're only leasing you about half of it. So we got 31,395 in total size, and they're leasing you 15,000 square feet with 2 dock height overhead doors. All right. So always read exactly what you're leasing. In this case, you're pretty much subleasing a section of the warehouse that's located around the airport area. All right, so any questions on the warehouse and how you're going to do it? You're going to pretty much go to criteria. You're going to enter here the desired size. And then if you're looking to limit at any price range, then you're going to come here and you're going to put in, let's say, 100 or less. That's $100,000 or less. It's all 24 of them. If you're looking to pay, say, for example, you remove the zeros and you're looking to pay less than $1,000, that would be less than $1,000 a square foot. Remember, most listings, commercial, will give you the results in price per square foot. So let's say you're looking for less than $25 a square foot. Then you're going to come over here, remove the zeros, and you're going to put in 25 or less. And I am left now with 14 results. And these are $25 a square foot or less. All right. So it is important that we remember that commercial listings are usually listed in price per square footage. However, all right, there are some listings that are going to be listed with an actual price, like $20,000 or 19,602. So that's not always going to be the case where everything is listed at dollar per square footage. There are some realtors who will enter the full lease amount per month. Okay. All right. So we have no other questions on warehousing. We are going to move to another property type. All right. So remember that we were looking to lease warehouses. Let's go ahead and search for office space. All right. So if you're looking to lease office space, you're going to select office space by itself. And then once again, enter the desired office space size. All right. So what size are you looking for? You're going to enter it there. If you do not enter a size, you're going to say, I'm looking to lease an office space in, let's say, Coral Gables. Let's see what we have here in Coral Gables. There are 52 office spaces available for lease in Coral Gables. And then once again, you can enter a price, or you don't have to enter a price. I'm going to go ahead and enter a price anyways of $30 or less. I got 31. I got one match. So that pretty much is not going to work. I'm going to go ahead and click on results to see what our results are. As you see here, $28 was the only result under $30 a square foot. Then we jump to 32, 34, 35 a square foot. We have all of these here. All right, so those are your offices that are available. You click here. This is $40 a square foot per month. All right, and it says move-in ready, 2,898 square foot office condo in a Class A building in Coral Gables. So not everyone is going to leave your fields blank. So for example, looking at this listing, this is correctly entered with as much information as possible. So this one actually does help you identify all the property details. So this is an excellent job by the realtor who entered the property. All right. Keep in mind, guys, that now the building itself is very large. However, they're leasing you, and you're always going to look over here, leasing square footage. They're leasing you 2,898 square feet. The remark says move-in ready, 2,898 square foot office condo. All right, moving into the next one here, again in Coral Gables, and this one is going to be 1,742 square feet. And again, it says remarks build out. All right, 1,742 square feet. So a build out basically means you can lease a space and you can build your own office in the empty space that they have there available for you. All right. So again, that is your office spaces. It's very simple. Just click on lease, click on office space. If you're looking for retail, then you're going to go ahead and select retail. And let's take retail over to, say, Miami Beach. All right, so in Miami Beach, there are 9 retail spaces available. You click on results. And here we have a store, right? Retail. And that is available at $40 a square foot per year. So how much are you leasing? All right, so in this case, for example, it's 4,400 square feet. 4,400 square feet times $40. And that's going to be your retail space lease per year. Here's another one at $40 a square foot, and that's 10,026 square footage. So it is a very large retail space here in Miami Beach, and at a very large price tag, right? $40 a square foot times 10,000. That's going to be a lot. All right, so criteria. By the way, ask around, but obviously leasing commercial spaces is a very good way to make money. You're going to be collecting half of 1 month commission, and usually per year of your lease. So it does generate a very good commission. All right, whether they enter 3% here or half, it's usually half of 1 month, right? So the commission is usually 1 month split by the realtor who listed the property and the realtor who's bringing in the tenant. All right. So once again, it's a very lucrative, industry or real estate industry that it is the commercial leasing. Okay. Another thing that you guys may want to know, and maybe you've been looking for it and you can't find it, but commercial leasing agreements do not exist inside of Form Simplicity. So those of us using Form Simplicity, which is here inside of your gateway, those of us using Form Simplicity or Dotloop to look for commercial leasing agreements, they do not exist. Those need to be drafted by an attorney. All right, so an attorney or a broker may have their own commercial lease agreements. You need to use those. You will not find those inside of Form Simplicity. All right, going back to, again, your criteria. So that was retail. I'm going to go ahead and switch gears real quick. Let's go to sale. And let's get away from Miami Beach. If we are looking to purchase maybe a church, see if there's any churches for sale. Let's click here. Church. And there are 7 churches for sale in Miami-Dade County. Click on results. And here we have a church in Homestead for $460,000. All right. And then next up, we have a church here in Miami. That's $1.8 million. And then the next church here is going to also be in Miami, and that's at $2,149,000. Are there any churches in Broward County? Let's check. Broward County, there is one church available in Broward County. Here it is. It's in Coral Springs, and it's $2,750,000. And here's your church that is for sale in Coral Springs. It's more like a place of worship, right? It's like a space to worship, but it's not a traditional looking church. All right, so again, criteria, churches. Let's go and try and purchase anything that has to do in the automotive industry. So is there anything in Broward County that's for sale in the automotive industry? There are 6 results. So clicking on here, seems like we have a body shop, and this is available for $1.1 million in West Park. Moving on to the next one. All right, right here, we seem to have maybe another service or body shop, and that is available for 1.2 in Pembroke Park. All right, so your body shops or your automotive industry. If you click on Miami-Dade County, there are more results. There are 33 results available for automotive industry, and you can go through some of those results and see what's available. So here for $650,000, you would be buying this tire shop. All right, and this tire shop is in Miami-Dade in the city of Miami. If you're looking to lease any automotive building, then you're gonna switch off to lease. In Miami-Dade County, there are 6 automotive buildings that are available for lease. Here we have one at $15 a square foot, and you are leasing a tire shop, Falcon Auto Tire. All right, and they do have where you perform the service there in the back. And that is available for $15 a square foot. And you are leasing 23,912 square feet of space. And that multiplied times 15 per year. All right, so that's your automotive for lease or for sale. Now let's switch over to apartments. And of course, we're going to be purchasing apartments. So you're going to select sale. Now, you're also going to combine apartments with residential multifamily. So to combine it, you're going to hold down the control key on your keyboard, and you are going to select residential multifamily. Now, if you're using a Mac, Apple computer, you're going to hold down the command key, not the control key. All right, on a Mac, it's the command key. On a regular Windows computer, it's going to be the control key. You select multiple options like this. There are currently 104 apartment buildings that are listed in Miami-Dade County. If you're looking to purchase an apartment building with more than 6 units, for example, then you're going to also add an additional field called number of units. So once again, you click on additional fields, add, remove. You're going to look for the additional field called number of units. And as a result, you're going to put in 6 plus. And I am left with 33 matches of 6 or more units. Clicking on results. Here we have a 7-unit building in Homestead listed at $975. Next, here we have in Miami, and that's a 6-unit building listed at $1,250,000. All right, they consist of 4 one-bedroom units and 2 studio efficiencies. Now, sometimes the realtor is going to enter how much income is being generated by the property. In this case, here where it says gross scheduled income, it's blank. Your operating expenses are also blank. In the remarks, sometimes they're going to tell you what your financials are. If they don't tell you in the remarks, you may want to look at your attachments. If there are any attachments, click on it, and sometimes they have some type of flyer or brochure that's going to tell you what your financials are. So in this case, it's pretty much just an offering guideline. Let's see. All right, what else do they have in this brochure? All right, so here they're telling you that your gross income annually is almost $67,000. It's $66,900. And your monthly gross income equals to $5,575. So now you using these numbers, you can pretty much figure out whether a purchase price of $1,250,000 is worth worth the purchase by running some of the numbers. You have your expenses here. So it says that your property taxes are $8,000, insurance, waste collection, electric bill, all right, water and sewer, maintenance and reserves. They didn't add any maintenance and reserves. Remember, that's because it's really up to the new landlord how much they're going to save in reserve and how much they're going to spend in maintenance. But they're telling you that the annual expenses are right around $16,000 with an annual income of almost $67,000. So again, this commercial property did upload a nice presentation here in the attachments. Please remember to always check for attachments. If an attachment is not available and you reach a listing like this that has no information on the income and expenses, at that point, you are going to contact the listing agent and ask for financials. All right. So next up here, we have a 6-unit, again, in Miami-Dade County in Opelika for $1,320,000. And here, for example, they are telling you some of the financials. They say that each unit is rented. Well, no, there's 2 units at $1,350, 1 unit at $1,550, and there's 3 units at $1,300. So you're going to add all of your units and then come up with your monthly gross income. Here they're telling you that the gross income monthly is $97,800 with an expense amount of $18,583. Do they have attachments? They do. You click on attachments, and once again, there's an income and expense report available for you right there. All right, so again, these are your apartment complexes that are 6 units and above. If you go back to criteria and you want to look for larger, then you're going to go 12 units and above, for example. And we have 12 results. And this one is in Homestead for $2.6 million. This one is a 22 unit complex. So you got a 22 unit for less than $3 million in Homestead. All right, seems like every apartment has their own meter. And in this case, no financials available and no attachments. So in order for me to decide whether it is worth buying, then I am going to have to contact the realtor. All right, because they're not offering attachments or financials in the listing. Does anyone have any questions in when it comes to multifamily properties? Here's a 12 unit in Miami for a little less than $3 million. There is attachments here. And here's just an amendment, addendum to the contract. So it's not really what we're looking for. And you only have a tax amount here. So they're not really telling us how much is being generated. All they're telling us here is what the current mortgage is. All right. So you're going to also have to contact the realtor to find out what your income and expenses are approximate for this building. All right, guys, so if you don't have any questions on apartments, I am going to move through this a little faster now because we covered some of those. We're going to go ahead and stay in for sale in Miami-Dade County. And let's say you're looking for freestanding buildings. All right, so here we have freestanding buildings. This is a standalone building, or is it? All right, again, this may be a mistake by the realtor, but this building seems to be attached to another one. All right, that should not be listed as a freestanding building. All right, once again, that's a mistake. All right, because that is not a freestanding building. And then let's take a look here. We do have a freestanding building here. All right. So again, freestanding means stands alone, not attached. Okay, just remember that. Are there any hotels and motels for sale? Yes, there's 19 of them in Miami-Dade County. All right. So at $2,850,000, you got investors, upside galore. So here we have a multifamily compound with 8 apartments. Why are they listing it as a hotel? Well, maybe it could be considered as a hotel with Airbnb and monthly rentals. All right, so that's, and here's another one in Miami Beach. All right, boutique motel at $3.6 million. And one more, here's one in Miami Beach at a little less than $4 million. All right, so you've got your boutique motels and hotels and whatnot inside of your results, and all the way up to like the larger hotels. So here's one for $45 million. And this is on Miami Beach on Ocean Drive. This hotel is available. All right. That's going to be your hotels and motels in Miami-Dade County for sale. All right. A few others before we move on to the business opportunity. And real quick, let me answer a question that I see here in the chat. All right, so excellent question. Does Miami perform any error checks? Yes, we do. And we do depend on you guys to report the errors. So for example, if you find a mistake in this listing, let's say, does not belong here, then there is right up here inside of each listing a yellow triangle that allows us to report any data error. You will remain anonymous. That means that no one's going to know that you are the person reporting it. And it says here, what is the error that you found and what is the correction to the error? You're going to send the error. The MLS department will then reach out to the listing agent and ask them to correct the error in the listing. There are certain data checks that are in place that will locate errors. But if a listing is listed correctly, it's just that they made a mistake on certain things, it's not going to pick it up. So we depend on the population, right? You guys, to please go ahead and report any error you find on either residential or commercial leases or sales. Okay. All right, going back to criteria and one more before we move on to business opportunity, and that is school. Well, a few others. Schools, there are very few in Miami-Dade County, only 3. And if you select lease, there are 7. All right. And then basically you click on results and you're going to have some type of building / school that is available. And this is for $17.50 a square foot in the city of Opa-locka. Here we have $21 a square foot in Homestead. Here we have in Key Biscayne $60 a square foot, and this looks to be freestanding building behind Winn-Dixie, great location for an office or a daycare. So that's why they put it in a school, all right, because it can be a daycare. It may not be a daycare today, but it can be a daycare. I will show you how to find daycare businesses for sale in the next search, in the next property type, okay? All right, so again, that's schools. Remember, folks, you have restaurants. So if you're looking for restaurants or bars, if you're looking for bars or taverns, you have everything here. Now, let's say you don't use any of this. Let's say you don't use any of these. You also have down here what's called type of property. And if you click on hotel, it's going to give you hotels. If you click on income multifamily, it's going to give you those. If you click on industrial, it's going to give you the industrial. Office space, restaurant and entertainment, retail, and special purpose. So there is another way to search, and it's by type of property. Once again, I believe that the best way to search is going to be by your property types and building types up here. Now, if you are looking to purchase or lease a business, you're going to go up here to where it says search, and you're going to click on business opportunity. Here you are going to find some of the businesses that are for sale or for lease. And what we need to do is search here in style of business. And let's go ahead and click on automotive. There are 77 matches. You're going to click on Miami-Dade County. And there are 54 matches in Miami-Dade County. So when you click on results, you're going to see some of these automotive businesses that are for sale or for lease. So here we have some type of body shop, right? And when you read the remarks, it says this business is a 39-year-old business, established auto repair shop in the heart of Miami, right around the route. So it's boosting around $300,000 in annual sales with a 30% net profit. So this may be an owner who is retiring, an owner who just wants to sell their business. And it says owner looking to retire, but will stay on for several weeks to ensure the business is easy and a profitable transition for the buyer. Please do not disturb employees. All right, so you would be buying the business, not the property. You will continue to pay rent in the property, but you will continue to run the business. In most cases, businesses do not come with inventory, and you are going to have to negotiate on the inventory. So let's say, for example, if you're looking to buy a restaurant or a bar or even a liquor store, take a look at whether it comes with inventory or not, because in most cases they do not include inventory and that is sold separately. So when you click on bar lounge, click on results, click on one of these results. This is $10 million. Of course, this is a lot of money. Gentlemen's Club. And reading the remarks here. Let's move on to another one. Let's go a little less expensive, right? Let's go here. All right, so cigar distributor and liquor lounge. So $235,000, great opportunity to own a profitable and well-established cigar and liquor lounge. All right. So here we have seller willing to offer one-on-one support for 60 days. Let me see here. So the liquor license is included. Liquor and tobacco licenses included in the sale of the business. So sometimes it's worth buying a business that already has the liquor license, because liquor licenses are pretty difficult to obtain and expensive. So for $235,000, you'll be buying this business in Miami. They're not really going to tell you the address of the property. They don't want you to go disturb employees or anything like that. So please contact the realtor if interested in purchasing this business. All right, so going back to criteria, if you use the style of business, you're going to find exactly what you're looking for. Now, another way to do this is by clearing this out and going to type of business. If you go to type of business, and let's say you're looking for a car wash, you're going to put in asterisks and then spell car wash either separate or together. And for example, when I spell it separately, car wash with an asterisk at the beginning and at the end, there are two results. When I combine the word, all right, there are 0 results. So there are only 2 car washes currently for sale. Here's one at $75,000. This is in Miami, all right, at Southwest 8th Street. And that's $75,000. And it says, don't miss this amazing opportunity. Car wash for sale in the West Brickell area. And then this next one here is going to be a car wash, a little bit more expensive, right at $225,000. And once again, read equipment inventory, copy of lease, other available information, owner managed automobile traffic, coffee shop, handicap accessible. So they're pretty much telling you some of the information that's available. Great opportunity to own a car wash close to Coral Gables, Brickell area, local heavy traffic. All right, so those are your car washes. Go back here. Let's say you're looking for any liquor store, then in type of business, between 2 asterisks, always remember to add the asterisks. Why? Because asterisks means contains. So that means we contain the word liquor in the business, whether it's a liquor store, liquor license, you're looking for anything that contains the word liquor. You've got results. All right, we've got 1 results in Miami-Dade. If we remove Miami-Dade, all right, we have 4 matches in the entire MLS. Here we have a, what do we have here? All right, so it's a restaurant, bar, tavern, all right, for $345,000. Here we have $850,000, well-managed and well-established liquor store. Read here, inventory not included. So you're buying the liquor store and its clientele. However, the inventory is not included. All right. And then here we have $900,000, a double business opportunity, liquor store, and an income producing lounge bar stage for live music. All right. So let me check here on the chat. There is a question. Is it possible to not put an address? Yes. For the address, the realtor who's entering the property, since this is a commercial entry, and especially this is a business, so it's not attached to a parcel. You're not buying the parcel. So when someone's entering a business opportunity, it is not required to enter an address. So you do not have to enter an address. Okay. As you guys know, when entering listings, residential or commercial that are parcels, then it is a required field to enter an address. But when you're doing business opportunities, it is not a required field. All right, going back to criteria, once again, liquor. Say, for example, you're looking for a nail salon or a beauty shop. I'm going to go ahead and let's do something. Let's put in without asterisks salon. You see how you only have one match? Watch what happens once I put asterisks at the end of the word and at the beginning of the word salon. So we jump from one match to 45 matches. This is why it's very important that we add asterisks to the beginning and end of every word that we type there in type of business. All right, so that is your salons. It could be nail salon, it could be a beauty salon, hair salon. So those are anything that contains the word salon, and that's going to be there in your results. So whether it's school, or you're looking to put in a restaurant, or you're looking to put in a cafe, or maybe a gym, anything that you're looking for should be right there. Okay. All right, so that is going to end our matrix portion of the class. For our next portion is going to be iMapp. So iMapp is a public record system. You guys know it very well. It's up here in Matrix. We're going to click on iMapp, and it's going to log you into iMapp. You can also access iMapp from inside of your dashboard by looking for the iMapp program. It is public record. It is open statewide. That means that once you're inside of iMapp, on the right-hand side, you do have the option to select any county in Florida and search for any property in Florida. On iMapp, we have tax search, MLS search, and foreclosure search. And then most importantly, down here for property use, this is where you get to search for any particular property type. So if you're looking for commercial vacant land, then you're going to find right here vacant commercial. That's commercial vacant land. If you're looking to search for multifamily with more than 10 units, then this is the one for you right here, multifamily 10 plus units. If you're looking for less than 10 units, then you would be selecting number 8, which is multifamily 1 to 10 units. You have store, 1 story, so a 1-story store. You got mixed use store, office space, department stores, supermarkets, regional shopping centers, community shopping centers. You have office building 1 story. You have office building multiple stories. These are all of your property types. You have restaurants, you have drive-in restaurants. All right, repair shops. We have service stations. These are your gas stations. So all of your property types are under property use. Now, of course, if you already know the address of a property, then you don't need to use this. So for example, if we want to find our office space that's located in Coral Gables. All right, I'm going to put in here our Coral Gables address, which is 245 Alcazar Avenue, and then click on Start Search. And why didn't we get a result? Oh, because I spelled it wrong. All right, there you go. So here is our 1-story office space, right? 1-story office space in Coral Gables. All right, and then here shows you who the owner is. It says that the lot size is 5,000 square feet. And then the actual building size is 4,889 square feet. So it's almost a 0 lot, right? And you're going to see that the current owners purchased the property back in 1994. All right, and then pretty much you have the grantor and grantee. You got your taxes on the property. So last year's taxes were $30,264. And to the right-hand side, you can always try and find comparables by clicking on Find Comparables. Now, if you want to go from the MLS into iMapp, I'm going to search here for a commercial property that's for sale, and we're going to do apartment buildings. We're going to do apartment buildings in zip code 33135, and we're going to click on results. So I'm going to click on one of these apartment buildings. Here is a 5-unit. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on iMapp. So every single listing in the MLS has the ability for you to just click on iMapp. Or if you wanted to look up the property by address, here's your address, 1935 Southwest 2nd Street. So I'm just going to click on iMapp. That's going to take me directly to the property inside of iMapp. Here it is. All right, so this is, again, a multifamily 2 to 9 units. So it's less than 10 units. All right, and then what we're going to do is that we're going to click on Find Comparables to see if we can find any comps in the area. So based on this criteria of 20% difference in lot sizes, so that means that lot sizes are not going to exceed a difference of 20%, and also a difference of 20% for living area. Once again, the difference is not going to exceed 20%. And then we have here located within a half a mile, sold in the last 6 months. Using this, we have here anywhere from $413,000 to $1,070,000. Now, taking a look here, we have these different prices. If you remove the lowest price of $393,000, I am now going to increase my low price to almost $600,000. We have a high of $1 million with an average of $786,000. This property is currently listed at $1.2 million. All right, so with an average of $786,000 and a high of $1,070,000, it's a little overpriced. Okay. Again, if you remove another one of these, so for example, let's say I remove this guy right here. We're going to, again, increase our average now up to $850,000. But our high end is not going to get removed because we're not removing the high end, we're removing the low end. So we're increasing our average by removing the properties that sold for the least amount of money. And I can continue this until I get to, you know, an average that I am comfortable with. Now, that's not always going to be the case. You're not always going to have that many properties to choose from. So for example, if I move on to the next property here, here's one at $1.5 million. We're going to click on iMapp and we're going to try and find now comps for this property. Again, this is a multifamily 2 to 9 units, and it is almost 4,000 square feet, 12 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. So we're going to click on Find Comparables. And we have here anywhere from $963,000 to $1,321,000 with an average of $1,096,000. This is going for $1.5 million. So using this with a possible high of $1,321,000, once again, they're asking a little bit more than the list price. Okay, so, or than the market value. Sorry, they're asking a little bit more than the market value. Now, again, you got 1.1, 1.3, 1 million, 1.4, 1.1, 950, and 850. Let's say we remove this guy and this guy. All right. So we're still looking to be right between 963 and 1.3 with an average of 1,120,000. All right, so based on the conditions of the property, all right, based on the conditions on the property, you decide what your purchase price would be, knowing that the market value is somewhere from $1 million to $1.3 million, with an average of $1,120,000. The thing about iMapp that makes this so interesting is that when you click on find comparables, you are looking for similar property types. It's not going to give you a 12-unit property. It's only going to give you exactly what your subject property is. So if your subject property is a 2 to 9 unit, you're going to only see 2 to 9 units. So take a look. A 12-bedroom, a 12-bedroom, a 12-bedroom, a 12-bedroom, and an 8-bedroom. So you're not looking at 22 bedrooms, or you're not looking at 2 bedrooms. So whenever you hit find comparables, that's exactly what you're getting. If I go to Matrix now and I put in here in the, let's go to criteria, and I want to get away from apartments. And let's go to, let's say, warehouse. All right, and warehouse space in Miami-Dade County, click on results. And let's go and find a warehouse here. All right, so that's $1.2 million. Once again, you click here. You're gonna notice this is light manufacturing. Click on find comparables, and it's looking for other light manufacturing. So as I said before, it's not always gonna be this easy, right? So we have 0 results. The next step that I'm gonna do to try and find comparables is going to be opening the half a mile and going and searching in the same zip code. So in the entire zip code within the last 6 months, there are no results. Zip code would be 33010. From there, I'm gonna go and try and do in the same 3-mile radius. Within a 3-mile radius, let's see if we have any comparables. We don't. So what may be the issue here? We have a land that's 5,000 square feet, and it's almost 4,000 square foot of space. We can do 1 year. See within a 3-mile radius if there's anything that's sold within a year, and there is. So right over here, that property sold at $300,000, okay, giving us a value of $326, and they're asking $1.2 million. So that's not going to work, right? Let's see if I can find anything within a 5-mile radius. All right. And within a 5-mile radius over the last 3 years, I only have 1. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So we're going to stay within 1 year. We're going to go and do same zip code. But at this point, I'm going to go ahead and ignore the lot size. And let's click on update criteria. So ignoring the lot size, nothing. Ignoring the living area, update criteria. Okay, now we have properties. Now we have properties within the same zip code. Let's do within the last 6 months, update criteria. So all of these are light manufacturing properties that sold in the same zip code. If you want to remove these because they're too far, go ahead and remove them. So let's come here and just remove number 2. Remove number 7. And remove number 6. You're anywhere between 378 and 954 with an average of 654. Now, depending on the size. So depending on the size, we have here a lot size of 7,700 square feet. We have a lot size of 16,000. So remove 16,000. Remove this one. That's a lot size of 18,000. Remove this lot size of 19,500. Okay. And we're going to leave these as a 0 square footage. I'm not sure why they say 0 square footage, but we're going to take those and leave them. And you're still looking between 378 and 954 with an average of almost $700,000 for these properties. The idea on iMapp is that you need to learn how to manipulate your comparison criteria to try and find the right comparables. Notice how we do have one property here that is 6,000 square feet, that is 7,700 square feet on a lot, that sold for 1.1. These over here are smaller, a lot smaller. So removing this guy, and this guy, I am left with one comp that gives me a value of $740,800. That property is 6,076 square feet. Ours is 3,914. So when you do the adjustment on the size, all right, we're not looking at 1.1, we're looking at 740,000 based on price per square foot. So my research says that the property should be somewhere around this price based on that sale right there. Okay. All right, let's go here to iMapp and let's click on new search. If you're looking to prospect, if you're looking to build a list of property owners, for example, you're gonna go then here, property use, and say, I'm looking to find all multifamily properties that are 10 units or more in the zip code 33134. All right, so that's a zip code in Coral Gables. You click on start search. There are 132 buildings that have more than 10 units, not listed. These are not active. These are all public record. So if you are looking to prospect, if you are a realtor who's looking to build a list of owners so you can start doing some mailers or maybe some trying to contact them via phone, then you have 132 property owners in zip code 33134 that have more than 10 units. So all you need to do now is click on download results if you want to download a spreadsheet of the full tax record. Or if you want to create mailing labels, you click on create mailing labels, and here you have the owner address wherever the owner may live. Let's go back to new search. So again, here you have your property use. Let's say that you're looking to get in contact with every owner of a gas station, service station in all of Miami-Dade County. So without putting in a zip code or a city, there are currently 743 service stations in all of Miami-Dade County. Again, download your results to a spreadsheet or create mailing labels. And like this, folks, you can do this for any property type. So if you want to look for vacant commercial land and you want to look for this in by city, let's go ahead and do property city. And you want to do vacant commercial land in the city of Hialeah. All right, start search. And there are 291 vacant commercial lots in Hialeah. All right, that you can then try and reach out to the owners. You never know when someone is willing to sell you their property or list the property with you as a realtor. Okay. If you want to switch over to Broward County and do the same studies, all you need to do is come over here, switch to Broward or Palm Beach County or Monroe County, and you do your own research. If you want to look by zoning, you can go ahead and open this up here and go to zoning. And then you have here your different zoning information, and you can look up property by zoning. If you want to look up properties that may be in foreclosure, you want to click on foreclosure search on the right-hand side. And then here, you're going to select a county. And then we're going to select here, are there any multifamily 10 units or more that are currently in foreclosure in all of Miami-Dade County? There are 7. There are 7. So when you click on one of these, for example, this is a case number right here. And this is a case that was filed on January 3rd of this year, 2022. You have here the plaintiff or the bank, and then you have the defendants. Reach out to the owner and see if they're willing to sell their property, or maybe you have an investor looking to buy a property like this. This is a multifamily 10 units or more. You're gonna come down here And you're going to see that this is a 24-unit property of almost 11,000 square feet. And this is located in the city of Miami. All right. So again, look for possible foreclosure opportunities or investment opportunities by searching for foreclosure search. Keep in mind that these are not for sale. This is just public record. So your approach to the owner of the property would be as a realtor, either with an investor looking to purchase the property, or as a realtor looking to list a property for sale or for lease. Right? We're trying to assist them in not losing the property in foreclosure. So iMapp, again, is a public record system allowing you to run through tax search, which is your public records, or foreclosure searches. The last one that you cover in iMapp is going to be MLS searches. And this is, of course, anything that's for sale that we already discussed inside of Matrix. So in reality, you pretty much don't use the MLS search on iMapp, other than clicking on MLS search and doing the listing status expired, not relisted. So if you are looking for expired listings on iMapp, you're going to click on listing status, expired, not relisted. Property type, we're going to go with commercial. So we're going to look here, click on commercial. In the city of Doral, let's see if there's anything in Doral. City of Doral. And then click on start search. And here we have these commercial properties that expired without entering any kind of date. So that's a lot, 392. Let's click on refine this search on the right-hand side. And if you want to do by expiration date, you're going to open one of the fields that you have on the left and you will select expired date. Greater than or equal to, and let's go back 1 year. So today's date is July 11th, and we're going to go back to the year 2021. So that's going to go back 1 year. Click on start search. And in Doral, we have 17 expired commercial properties within the last 12 months. And you do have the MLS numbers here. When you click on the MLS number, you can preview the MLS listing, and you can go to property tax. You can do you can do a study on who owns the property, and you can also find comparables. So working expired listings as a realtor is a very good chance, or a very good opportunity, or gives you a very good opportunity of maybe getting a listing in the future. All right, let me go ahead and read a question that came in on the chat. For input on MLS and search MLS iMapp to find comparables, how would you put a development site with existing building, eventually tear down? So there's an existing building, it's gonna be a property. So for example, if there's a building that's considered a tear down, they're not going to list it as a lot, because when you're putting in the parcel number, it's gonna give you the building. So you have to search by building, all right, and eventually tear it down. There's vacant land, and then there's land that has a building, whether it's a tear down or not, you have to search by building. So if it's an office building, then you search by office. If it's a multifamily property that needs to be torn down, then you search by that multifamily property type. Okay. All right, folks. So that is going to wrap up our class for today for our commercial MLS and iMapp course. I also want to remind you that we have a commercial RPR class, which is really great, using the Realtors Property Resource tool here. And that is offered separately. You guys can always register for that course. And you can also watch those that course or today's course inside of our Miami Trainers YouTube channel. Okay. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to the trainers. Our email address is trainers@miamire.com. Trainers@miamire.com. And I am placing that in the chat. And if you want to send me an email, my email address is robert@miamire.com. And I would be more than happy to assist you with any of your questions. All right, folks, thank you for joining us today for our commercial MLS course. We look forward to seeing you in our next classes. Please have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you in our next classes. Thank you so much for being my new members. Have a great day, everyone.